The one aspect I was talking about is literally what he does on the pitch. And again, I said it before, when you walk into work and you see APPAREL shit, it's hard to be motivated. But I just think of a Jordan Henderson, for example, and fair enough, he never was at the heights that a Paul Pogba was, but he's worked his way. He's worked from getting abused all the way to being the player that he is now, the most important player in
he's in a great system, though. He's in a great system. If you put Pogba in this Liverpool midfield now, he's absolutely destroying the whole league.
Rants, I just want to say to you, I don't think that's the case. I'd rather Henderson over Pogba in my midfield. I'm just saying to you.
You're
and it's not
crazy.
Based on quality. It's not. I'm not though, Rants, and that's
you
fair
are,
enough that
bro.
You think that.
You
fair
are.
enough that you think that,
you
my
are.
mate. But that just shows that you don't give Henderson the respect that he deserves. And I just think people give
even
Pogba
playing in Henderson's position,
on his performances.
Bro, even as a defensive midfielder, yeah, in that Liverpool team. Bro, just Pogba's range of passing alone, Henderson could only dream of it, bro.
Henderson can pass the ball well, though, Rants. I'm not saying
bro.
He can pass the ball very well.
He's not even in the same conversation as Paul Pogba when it comes to passing.
Your opinion.
It's not my brother. It's common sense, bro. You just need to watch it.
Not common sense. You can't just suggest that it's common sense, though, Rants, because it's not. Because Henderson's a very good player. Like I said, if you want a short amount of time to fact check this, go and watch the first half of Brighton and second half of Brighton. By the way, there's many more games that are like that. Look at the stats of when Henderson's in the team and not in the team.
I hear all of that, yeah, but you're only saying that because Pogba doesn't play for you.
No, maybe you're right to an extent. Maybe we'll
I know. I'm definitely right.
I'm just saying he wouldn't do the role that Henderson does. He wouldn't.
Bro, Henderson wouldn't even get in a 30-man squad for France.
That's true. I don't know if you're right, to be fair. So Tolisso gets into the France squad, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's better than him.
He's not. Oh my God, Rants, he's not.
Is.
You're mad. Nah, Rants, you're mad.
If Henderson wasn't English,
this is how I know.
If Henderson wasn't English, no one would rate this brand.
Disrespected. He's never been rated. Even now, you're not rating him.
Even for England, he's bloody. He's
underrated player. It doesn't matter about England. I'm talking about club.
Jordan Henderson, has a good presence in the changing room.
He has a fantastic.
This guy is such a basic footballer. It's unbelievable.
Wow, you don't watch Liverpool.
You
don't watch Liverpool.
Bro, Fabinho's better than him in there, bro.
Watch Liverpool FC because you don't know
look at
what
this.
you're talking about.
Look at this Galsa. He's rattled, bro.
Listen, bro, if that's what your chatting's fair enough, I'm
Tolisso
sorry
would
that I gave
spin Henderson, bro.
But Tolisso wouldn't stand a chance. Tolisso doesn't get into the Liverpool team. Who does Tolisso get above in the Liverpool team? Please name me a name that he gets above in that
this guy, please.
Please, not KG. Do you want to give me an answer? Anyone want to give me an answer?
Man said Henderson over Paul Pogba. At what?
In my
playing
team,
both?
100%.
Are we playing
any
both?
Liverpool fan that trusts me.
Or is it bear pong, blood? Because it's not football.
Believe me, you can come up with any jokes that you want, man. I'm telling you facts. Henderson is
it bear pong, blood? Is it bear pong, though, blood? Is it bear pong?
In our system, he's a more hard-working player. That's why I'm talking about performances. Everything else you mentioned, fair enough. But hard-working on the training pitch. Henderson has gone from the shit of the shit to being where he is now, and he's done it as the captain. That just shows you don't know what you're on about, Rants, when you're talking about attitudes in a player on the performance alone. I'm not talking about all them other aspects. Performance alone.
Man said he's more hard-working. Imagine that's how you're telling me that Henderson's getting ahead of Pogba because he's more hard-working. Is that it?
I never said that.
You know what works hard, bruv? My washing machine, bruv.
He's also a top quality player, by the way. If you watch football, you would know that. If you watched our team, you would know that. You would know that. Honestly, he's a fantastic midfielder. One of the best in Europe at the minute. With the way he's playing and with the way he's been playing over the last 2 seasons.
One of the best in Europe.
It's not a loser thing to say. It's not a loser thing to say. KG, I understand you're making them groans, mate. I really, really do. From someone who might not watch Liverpool, I understand it. But if you watch Liverpool, you'll understand it. In fact, you said, if Henderson, it's because Henderson is English, he gets rated. In fact, I think that's why he's very underrated. If he was called Jordan Henderson, mate, he'd be getting the praise that he actually deserves. But because he's Jordan Henderson,
if he was Brazilian, they would have shipped him ages ago. He wouldn't even be here to be singing this song. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm being 100%. Yeah, you see your manager is like Mac Makeup, blood, because he's making everything look good. Because I swear
you're right
down,
about that as well.
You see Jordan Henderson, he looks decent in your system. When he plays for England, he plays for England, he looks dead, bro.
Jurgen Klopp has been able to bring the best out of a Jordan Henderson.
England, he looks dead,
what
fam.
I'm seeing from a Jordan Henderson is one of the best, don't people misquote me on that, one of the best midfielders we've had in the league, and we've had some great midfielders in the league. He is easily up there, and he's easily one of the best midfielders to be in the Prem. I'm not putting above Roy Keane and all that, but mate, what he's done recently from where he came to where he is now, of course he is. That's my opinion on the table. Jordan Henderson.
No, honestly,
I definitely have him above Pogba.
Klopp is a makeup artist, blood. I'm telling you, he's a makeup artist because he's making Henderson look decent.
No, Henderson's making Henderson look decent.
Nah, bro, because how come when your ballers go play for England, they all look crap then?
Mate, like I said to you before, Rants,
even your right back looks rubbish when he plays for England as well.
I don't watch England. I really don't. It doesn't mean he's a bad player. The thing is, you've got a good manager who, is bringing the best out of them, but they're still performing to that level. Jordan Henderson is still performing to that level. Maybe not for England, a team, by the way, that he goes away with every 6 months or whatever. But how many players do have a consistent run of games where they're fantastic, bar 1 or 2? Very few, do you know what I mean? It's just our team, the team that we've got. You're right, Jurgen Klopp has put it in his system to the point where we are a better team. That's what a good manager does. But you need good players to follow them instructions. There's players like Benteke, he never ended up being a class player at Liverpool just because we had Jurgen Klopp. There's many examples. Karius didn't turn out to be a good player at Liverpool just because we had Jurgen Klopp. These players have worked hard. They fell into the philosophy of what Klopp has had to offer to them. Jordan Henderson. When we talk about Harry Kane and his rejuvenation, it's like Henderson had that similar thing a couple of years ago. He was shit. Liverpool fans didn't like him. And this is why I'm just trying to say to you, Liverpool fans aren't just saying this because the Liverpool fans. I never used to like Henderson. I used to say, how is he our captain? And just as soon as possibly 3-4 years ago, before we went to the final and stuff, and he actually started putting in more of a shift. Before that, I agree with you, Rants. He was a sideways passer, nothing to offer, stale, didn't even think about going forward. But what he's done in the past 3 or 4 seasons, right now, both Pogba in my team.
Well, James, I just want to ask a question because we talk about taking players from other teams and putting them in other players. Would they be the same?
Put Henderson next to McTominay. Oh my lord! If you want to see,
look at Pogba next to McTominay. Look at Pogba next to McTominay.
Yeah, bagged an absolute worldie, bro, and carried McTominay. Carried McTominay,
James.
Carried McTominay. Carried him.
If Henderson goes to, say, a Bayern Munich, we're talking about another top club, right? Without the guidance of Klopp, and because I myself know how much of a manager influences players. Right now, I'm seeing it now. Do you think that he would have the same influence, say, in a Bayern Munich team as he does at Liverpool?
You mentioned Klopp, and I will answer your question, and I'm not trying to jump my way around it. Believe me, I will give you the specific answer. But you said Jurgen Klopp made Henderson this way. The thing is, he's got to see something in Henderson to make him that way, to make him that good of a player. It's a mixture of the mental side of things and the physical side of things. So you ask me, just one of the best managers at the moment, the best manager in the world, is Jurgen Klopp, who sees Henderson. And when he came in, Henderson weren't good. He sees Henderson as that. Do I think another top manager in a Bayern Munich team with them type of players, because you mentioned system before, and another great system. Yeah, I do think he could get in the team. Don't get me wrong, very difficult. Needs to maintain the levels. But from what I've seen, and I don't watch Bayern Munich.
You think he would get in the Bayern Munich team?
I think there's a shout. I mean, unless you name me 3 players where I'd just be wiped off at the moment. But yeah, I just don't. I think you're massively disrespecting Henderson and people in the chat.
No, but honestly, bro, this brother barely can start ahead of Declan Rice, bro.
Why are you bringing up England again? I don't watch England.
Because I'm saying Declan Rice plays for West Ham, bro, and he's better than Jordan Henderson.
What I can say for Liverpool, wow, that's mad. That is mad. That is mad. That's crazy. Declan Rice is not a better player than
Jordan Henderson. It's not mad, bro.
Just shows you don't.
I think the only people that rate Jordan Henderson that high, are Liverpool fans, because you know of the impact he has as a character.
No,
in a club system, bro.
We saw him play shit as a player as well. We saw him play crap as a player. Now we're seeing him play good as a player. It's not just character. That's where you're wrong. That's where you are wrong, and it's not just an opinion. He's got more than character. He's got more than that. He's got ability. That just shows you don't watch him.
What does he do on the ball? Yeah, what does he do on the ball?
He can pass the ball. He can dribble it well. I'm not trying to say he's the top 10 dribbler like what you're saying, but he can control the ball. He's good at close feet. He can pass the ball short.
I'm taking Calvin Phillips. I'm taking Calvin Phillips over him. I'm taking Declan Rice over him.
Guess what, Rants? I don't give 2 shiny.
Alan at Everton, yeah. If you had Alan, that's at Everton, yeah, in your midfield,
he wouldn't go above Hendo. He wouldn't go above Hendo
instead of Fraud and Henderson.
This is what you're wrong. This is where you're wrong. Do you know when Thiago came in? He weren't coming in to replace Hendo. He's coming in to replace Gini or Fabinho. He's not coming in to replace Hendo. Do you want me to tell you why? Because Henderson is just that good. He's just that good, and you just don't see it.
Wowzer. Nah, bro. I respect the impact he has, but man said he's
You don't.
You're bringing him in conversations you don't deserve him, bro.
Don't say you.
Bayern Munich, they wouldn't even let him fry the sausages, mate.
Don't say that you respect the game that he has, because seriously, you do not respect Jordan Henderson after the words that you've just uttered, my mate. Trust me, you do not respect the impact that he has on my team.
Bro, they wouldn't let him fry the sausages in Munich. I swear down. They wouldn't. They wouldn't. No, I get it. I get that he means a lot to your team. He lifted the cup and all that. But fam, it's a mad thing, innit, bro? Like, man's like he's in speaking about him in conversation. Okay. You don't deserve to be in. This is mad.
I want to ask in a different context, because I think what it is, James, is that Liverpool fans, of course,
keep going, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Let J-Mo cool down a bit, bruv.
Yeah,
you know them ones.
Nah, it's fine. I will cool him down, man. Listen. No, you know what it is, James?
KG, I'm fucking fuming. Now that he's gone, I
know. We're gonna bring it down.
I'm not being delusional. I'm genuinely telling you my opinion. By the way, everyone in the chat.
It's okay. I'm gonna give you some context here, because I was one of those people, that would say, "My God, man, Henderson, this guy, man, why they keep talking about him?" And you know why it is? It's because it's what gets involved when his name gets brought up in the Player of the Year conversations. To me, he's a good player, but not one of those that you should say Player of the Year, because then when you put his compilation together and say that this is your player, it looks funny. When you've also got Mane, Salah, Trent Alexander that do so much more.
But and what when he's not in the team.
Yeah. But do you understand when people say, how can you say that Jordan Henderson is Player of the Year over someone like KDB, who's given 20 plus assists, so many goals? You know, do you get why people?
The player of the... I understand that. I understand to the levels.
And I'm not saying he's like KDB. I'm talking about when they're saying Jordan Henderson deserves Player of the Year. But and you've also got to admit in context as well, when you won that league last season, whether he had injury problems or not, he's captain for you. But he's getting subbed off at, say, 70 minutes sometimes, whatever it is, tactical or fatigue. Sometimes he gets subbed off at 70, 80 minutes, which is not really very often for a captain. So that's what I think. That's where sometimes people go overboard, I would say, with the Henderson hate. Because I know I was there too, where I'm like, God, I don't rate it, but I do rate that he's a top professional. Yeah. I was there. I do rate him as a top professional on the pitch, and the influence that he has in the change room, and those are big attributes. I also see that he passes the ball well, and he's got a good first touch. But do you get on that level there, taking all the hyperbole of Rants out of it? Do you get the hype? The thing there?
Yeah, 100. Listen, my mate, I understand when people don't watch a Liverpool team week in, week out and watch it like the way I watch a Liverpool team, for example. And maybe then people would say, but why do you need to watch a team so closely to realise how good of a player it is? It's like, no, it's what you're looking out for. Maybe he doesn't do, but he does that and everything else. It's a player as a whole. We're talking about a player as a whole. We're not just bringing an individual attributes. And I'm glad that you gave him the respect there, KG. However, I do want to just say, I do understand when he's being brought into a Player of the Year. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example of a player that, like, just had a sort of change. And if you told me they were going to be in the Player of the Year, it would have been a bit mad. Like, even Jordan Henderson, it's like if you told me that he was going to be a Player of the Year at the end, I'd be like, you're having it off, mate. And I don't think he was the Player of the Year last season, by the way. I do think it was probably De Bruyne. I don't think it was. However, you're talking about Paul Pogba, who hasn't been in form for years. You're talking about other players and stuff like that. Like Jordan Henderson has been stepping up. And I'm not saying that you're wrong for thinking that Henderson is well below Pogba, and I'm not saying you're wrong for this and that. I think you're wrong, but it doesn't mean you are wrong. I'm just trying to say to you, you do, like Rants, and I'm not trying to start another fucking argument, but it's like you clearly don't respect the impact that he makes because
I do.
You give him more. You don't because you give him more respect.
Impact is not
you give him more respect
with his ability.
Impact's everything. Impact is everything. Impact. If Jordan Henderson isn't in that Brighton game, Rants, we don't go on to win that game if he doesn't get subbed on at half-time, if he doesn't get subbed on.
I'm going to keep it all the way 100, yeah? All the way 100 with you, yeah? You have an amazing system and an amazing manager. You have one world-class midfielder in your whole team, yeah? And that's Thiago.
So you're saying Fabinho isn't a world-class midfielder?
I guess you could argue Fabinho in there. Do you know what I'm saying? But I tell you what, Henderson isn't. Do you know what I mean? Gini isn't. Cater isn't if he even plays. Oxlade-Chamberlain isn't.
I don't think Katie and Ox and all that, and I won't even
see they're not. So because of that, yeah.
Hendo is.
So because of that, Hendo's not world class. Do you know what I mean? He's not. So because of this, yeah, the reason why you're looking at impact and that
Champions League team and all of that, lad, he is a world class.
It doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter. No, because it's the system.
He's the most impactful player in a great team. He's the most impactful player.
It's the system, bro.
In fact, I said it at the start.
The reason why he's so impactful is because you don't have better players than him, yeah. And the reason why, because your midfielders ain't that good.
We don't have better players than him. We don't have better players than him.
But your midfielders aren't good, though.
You're talking about Fabinho. They're world class, but Hendo isn't world class.
Bro, I'm not being funny, yeah. But even my team, who's not that good,
makes sense.
Bruno, Pogba, Donny van de Beek are better than all of your midfielders, bro. Bar Thiago, yeah. They are.
Lad, you're waffling.
They are, bro.
Like fucking mad. You're waffling like a crazy bar, lad. It's mad.
They are, bro.
It's mad. They're not.
Your midfielders aren't that good, bro.
This is all you're doing. You're going, these are good for this reason. Like, you're not giving me any specifics to why these are better. You're just saying Van der Beek's better, you know, Paul Pogba's better, Ndombele's better. Like, lad, you're naming all these crazy names.
Bro, Ndombele's better than all your midfielders.
Lol.
He is.
Better than Thiago.
Bruv, Thiago's one of my favorite players, so no, I'm not talking about Thiago. Thiago's top 3 midfielders in the world for me. Outside of him, all the rest of your midfielders can't chat to Ndombele.
Rephrase your sentences to fuck, Rants, because honestly, it's mad the way that you're coming in with that energy about Hendo. Hendo, you're talking about before, there's no players better than Hendo, and then you're saying there's 2 world-class players in our team, but Hendo isn't in.
I'm not including him in his position. I'm not including him. Because if I've got to choose between playing, like a proper world-class DM, if you had one,
you have to be a world-class player.
You would realize
Liverpool team. You have to be a world-class player. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And Henderson is a world-class player.
So all your players are world-class, yeah? That's why you win things.
I think our starting 11 is world-class. I really do. That's just me, though. People will call me biased.
I think you have a world-class manager. You have a world-class manager. You have a great system, yeah? And it works well as a unit. Do you know what I mean? You don't have 11 world-class players. You don't. Because how many of them players go into other teams, yeah, and make them better straight away?
Is this where we go into the arguments about what is world-class? Is this where we go into the
arguments? No, we don't need to go in the argument, because my thing is, my thing is, with your players, I'd say 90% of your players, if you take them out of your team and put them in another team, they don't even look like a fraction of who they are. They don't even look like a fraction of it, mate. I'm being 100% serious. If you go and put Joel Matip, if you go and put Joel Matip, in Crystal Palace, no one's talking about it.
On paper, what they've done, it's on paper. I don't need to say no.
No, because football's a team game. You cannot be world class.
Exactly, and they're all.
You cannot be world class,
because they're good players.
So when Man United won the treble, all of our players were world class. No, they weren't.
Just think of the starting 11 that we had when Klopp first came in and look.
Hey, KG, were all of our players World Cup? Hey guys, were all the Man United players world class when they won the treble? Yes or no?
This is where you define world class, though. What's world class to you? Because we might be talking about 2 completely different things. A world-class player to me is someone that plays well week in, week out. And furthermore, people bring up trophies. They've all won straight. I think Fabinho is world-class, yeah. I do.
No, not Fabinho, Firmino.
Oh, Firmino. Right now and over the past year and a bit, no. I think the credit that he has in the bank allows him to be in that conversation. But over the past 2 seasons, no.
Okay. Right. Fair.
Nah, bro. It's systems, bro.